Hey, it's me, Big P. I'm stuck in the loading screen for last Epoch, and I wanted to make use of this time. I just got into monoliths with the Bladedancer. It's a third character I've ever made, and I'm having a lot of fun. It's all really new to me and stuff, so I figured we'll proc some RNG by starting a video to talk about kind of a build diary of the first couple days going into the weekend of actual serious farming for the, I don't know if it's like shadow daggers. I don't really know what actually is happening in the build. There we go. See, now we can actually look it up. It's this thing, which apparently is the way to go. I can definitely see why. It's my third character I've ever made. First one I've like seriously tried to like, I'm going to gear up and focus on early on as a league starter or whatever. Certainly now with this whole 1.0 release, Circle of Fortune type of stuff, there's just so much juice on the table, so to speak, and I want to see, how it feels like to invest into a character, how it feels like to specialize into a character, where I was making more like well-rounded builds before. I did Void Knight and Shaman, Primalist, whatever thing. Those were more like well-rounded, kind of like do your rotation of spells, whereas this feels way more like how I'm used to like starting like in Path of Exile with like kind of like a fast map farmer, magic finder sort of thing. So I guess this is gonna be a build guide, more of a diary. Like half of my idols are like stuff I found off the floor. Like I guess I'll mouse over everything and like talk about it right now. But my gear is all over the place because I have been trying like a bunch of different loot filters with like varying degrees of success. Gear progression has like not really been necessary to the point. I pretty much just found like some move speed rings leveling, like you know how it goes. Throwing damage I guess was good for me. And yeah, daggers, as far as like I went all the way up to basically the last boss with daggers I found in like chapter 2, like with like level 12 requirements and stuff. It's crazy how much flat base damage there is on the tree for this sort of build. And mechanically, I guess when I'll rerun a monolith if it loads, I guess we should be doing that while we're talking, just in case. It has been, honestly, I'm glad. I see why they did it on a Wednesday now. It's like, oh, why you do it on a Wednesday? It's like so you get like a day or two or three of server turbulence out of the way. I basically was only able to get to like level 20 the first day, and then the second night maybe like another 10 levels, and then on Friday I came home and it was working. This is Saturday morning I'm doing the video. Just basically blasted through the campaign to get to this point, and then I fell asleep kind of early, so burnt out. But now I'm ready for a full day of farming. Probably will go live after I post this video, just to like chill some tunes. I really hope the monolith loading isn't like this. It would be really disappointing in retrospect, because I'm going to probably, unless I'm doing like a trade challenge or something in last epoch, I think general consensus is Circle of Fortune is just way better to run, at least. I mean, I'm sure if you know what you're doing in terms of both buying and selling, just like in Path of Exile, of course, you'll be able to do it. But like COF just seems like way more fun and intuitive to play with as well, instead of like having to trade. Trade is like, if you're coming from Path, and even like me, like the in-game economy is like what brings you back, part of what brings you back every cycle or league, whatever you want to call it. If we had something like Circle of Fortune and Path, I'd probably still run that, an SSF type buff. So yeah, in retrospect, no reason to play online. So probably should have just done an offline character. I guess I wanted to be open to partying with people to try multiplayer, but I don't know. If I'm running monoliths or rifts or maps, whatever the hell you want to call them, especially with a character this fast, the assassin, or I don't know, I'm not running assassin, Bladedancer, whatever it is. I've never tried. Is it Rogue is the base class and Bladedancer? There's a lot of flat physical damage on the tree, and if we ever get into the game itself, we will show the. Oh, there we go. All right. Well, at least we get that, so that we get a chance to like reconnect. I'm not of the camp of being like, yeah, this is unacceptable or whatever. Like, this is, again, last weekend we had it with Helldivers 2. Games scale up and down wildly in ways you cannot predict. And it doesn't matter how much, they sold. It's like, oh, they sold $1 million. It's like, okay, but $1 million doesn't magically make servers stable throughout the globe. There's a lot of people trying to log on right now, let's put it that way, okay? At least we get the end of time music. The music's really good, at least in a a couple things. I guess a note on the campaign when I was able to play it was pretty cool. There was now that it's a 1.0 release, it feels pretty full, and you know, even though what the hell was that? Even though I am skipping through a lot of the stuff, all of the stuff really. I watched a cutscene or two. I'm not sure if those were added in 1.0. It's pretty cool. The packages all together, and the game mechanically feels better a lot earlier than Path does. Path is a slog for honestly a long time, almost all the way into maps, depending on the build you're playing. But you know, this with Last Epoch, a more I guess traditional skill scaling system. Even if your build doesn't use like your ultimate ability that you unlock at like level 35, 40 points into your mastery or whatever, still there's some stuff to do. You can mess around, you can respec more easily and things like that, so it really does let it kind of have a more I was able to get into monoliths, beat the campaign. It was really only when you tried to scale corruption and empowered monoliths that you kind of was like, okay, I need to look at a build guide. And that's kind of what I did for the Void Knight, my second character. And now for this, I was like really looking into like, you know, how to build, and I'm tweaking like filters. Although even as someone who has some experience with like tweaking PoE loot filters, I feel like I really don't understand, at least for scaling this particular build. It's why my gear is so bad. I didn't really have much in terms of big drops that like carried me. It was just the tree progression itself. So just want to listen to the music a bit. I really like the kind of reminds me of the Dwarf Fortress soundtrack, another really good soundtrack. Just like PoE, everybody's running it with their walking and MTX, but it's okay. It's gonna suit my team. It's been rough. I mean, I won't lie. As much as I will be an apologist for it, it does affect the game experience, and especially now in the first like full weekend of release. I guess I'll go play Helldivers with my friends, you know. But I really should. They do give you the offline option, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I would like to wrap up the video with some gameplay. I don't know if we're gonna honestly get there. You're able to see a bit of it though, and you know, I don't know if I'll post. I'm not going to post any. I don't know how to extract the info from here. It doesn't matter. It's not relevant. There's better build guides. There's better, like I'm following guides. You know, there's a better reference. This is just, you know, an experience. If I was able to, I think the campaign, now that I'm like a little bit more comfortable with it, especially, oh, fucking jump scared me. I thought it was going to load. I think I can get through it in like one sitting. Maybe even like cut it down to like 4 or 5 hours. And could improve on that with repeats, and I certainly will do at least probably 2, maybe 3 characters, depending on how easy it is to farm gear for different stuff. In last Epic, it really is like kind of like an interesting like crafting and now farming system for monoliths, at least. I don't know if that really extends to dungeons and things like that. I haven't really been running those. This build, I don't think is going to be the one to do it, so maybe my second build will be more of an exercise in like a dungeon running, like that has good single target and is more well-rounded. I can fight tier 4 Julra. I don't know who that is or whatever. I think I fought her tier 1 last cycle. But yeah, this is kind of disappointing. Not gonna lie, I don't want to make a video that's too substantial of me just talking over a load screen. And now my friends, yeah, it really is. My friend just messaged me, zoning into cultist camp, the ultimate endgame. I'm in a new endgame system, dude. I'm in the monoliths, man. So I think, I guess this is just a message like, hey, I'm here, content for Last Epoch is coming. For at least the next couple weeks. I have my drum kit set up, so there's gonna be stuff for that too. If you have a request for a song you want played. This is a whole nother ARPG burden of knowledge that I can't deal with right now. Oh, there we go. See, all right, let's go load right now. Is there anything worth mentioning? I mean, I guess like some of these, like these seem like really good. I feel like I got crazy boots. I could probably improve like the move speed and like the everything I should craft on it a bit. I don't really know, honestly. The gear has not carried me too much. This is like whatever shit. And then you just get like big flat damage here. This, I don't know. I need to like shatter this or something. But like the percent health, I don't know what I need to do here. Tell me in the comments what I need to do. I just put that on because that brought up my health like 300 points, and I'm like less than 1k going into monos. Okay, if we get stuck in a load screen here for what more than a minute, I am going to end the video. But oh, okay. Can we run one? We'll run it quick too. Let's go. So the gameplay of Shadow Burster, Dagger Master, I don't really honestly understand what is going on. I right click and throw a blade trap that explodes. Oh, hey. They're doing the blood stuff. I gotta keep moving. There's a lot of conditional buffs on Bladedancer, like if you're moving you take less damage and stuff, and like more evasion and whatever. Apparently I'm not even really supposed to be self-casting it because the dash leaves a thing at where I leave, but I think right now I feel more comfortable, especially at like before I have like stuff that's enough to fully clear in one hit with all my other procs. I don't know, like your synchronized strike is supposed to be like what's really doing the damage, but I don't do any damage unless I right click and build up the shadow daggers or whatever and stuff explodes. I also have been practicing with like different types of loot filters, or not really practicing, I guess, just more experimenting and stuff like that. But it's I don't know. We're figuring it out now that I'm gonna be paying more attention to it. I'll probably like get I have a couple set up and I kind of swap between them and see it's like, okay, is that what I really want to be filtering out? Like, why didn't it filter that out? Maybe change this rule. You know, it is a little bit of tweaking. I'm coming from Path, I don't mind it, and I kind of even understand it, which is really scary. So, yeah, I'm gonna figure, I gotta farm the legendaries and stuff to the cool dagger, because I think that has something to do with the speed farming, but this is already like pretty fast, and we'll see how it scales going into. We need to improve the gear pretty fast. I think I had the same sort of progression. But I think keeping a tighter filter, that's definitely something I'm experimenting with, especially if I'm going to be playing something that's this strong, this early, and can just kind of blast shit. So, come to the stream, I guess. Hopefully, we'll be keeping this loading energy. See, like it spins and explodes. It's real cool. It's like if Blade Trap didn't need to be triggered, if it was just a spell, and then it also had like a built-in like Blade Blast effect once you reach like the Shadow Dagger stacks. Very strong stuff going on here. A lot of hits, so like shred armor on hit it, and it's up, like comes up. It's great. All right, we got the full. Okay, see, like what's that? Cool game. So what I do here is like, okay, well that one just dropped. I guess the chest is more where it's relevant. So we got a legendary there. And so if I turn my filter off, it's like, okay, what is it hiding and why is it hiding it? I think I have like strict filters for, let's do an example of like something you can do, I guess, if you're trying to go between filters. Well, first off, you can name them more nuanced things than what I'm naming them. Please show items. See, that shows this, probably because that has crit multiplier as one of the affixes and potentially dodge rating too. That's probably actually better than what I'm currently using, so we're going to pick that up. That's cool. Obviously, I'm not doing this on everyone. I'm doing this at a couple times and then trying it. Like, don't do what I'm doing right now every time. I think please show item is one that I tweaked a bit, and that showed something good like that. Improvements are, I think, on this young lady who sells you the shattering runes restocks every monolith now. I don't know if it was always like that, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't. A lot of little tweaks. Game feels good when it's running and the servers are on. Content to come. Tell me what you've been doing, if you've been able to be playing, or if you have any tips for me. And I will see you in the fucking timeline or whatever. I don't know what cool stuff to say. Also tell me what cool stuff to say for these types of videos. Later.